Amber, and today I'm going to be talking about ecology and how the isolation of New Zealand has affected its flora and fauna. I'll start by talking about the supercontinents and the separation of New Zealand. Supercontinents are vast land masses that have formed and broken apart throughout Earth's history. The most recent and well-known was Pangaea, which existed more than 300 million years ago. It included almost all of Earth's land masses and was surrounded by a single ocean. Supercontinents form when tectonic plates collide and merge over millions of years, resulting in a single landmass. However, these supercontinents eventually break apart due to the movement of tectonic plates, resulting in the formation of new continents and oceans. The study of supercontinents provides valuable insights into the Earth's geological history and the processes that have shaped our planet over billions of years. Gondwana was a supercontinent that existed about 500 million years ago and included present-day South America, Africa, Antarctica, Australia, and the Indian subcontinent. New Zealand separated from Gondwana about 80 million years ago. This separation has created a safe haven for a variety of flora and fauna, many of which are unique to New Zealand. As part of Gondwana, climates were cool but not cold. After the split, it drifted north, surrounded by warm tropical waters. Marine corals and tropical mangroves fringed the shores. Tropical and subtropical forests dominated. The land was slowly flooded by sea and worn down by erosion. For a while, plants and animals in New Zealand were similar to Australia, as climate and soils were alike. Some of these included eucalyptus, aka gum tree, and acacia. However, by 5 million years ago, Australia drifted northward and New Zealand lay further south, in cooler, moisture latitudes, swept by westerly winds with glaciers advancing and retreating. The isolation of New Zealand plays a significant role in the way flora and fauna evolved on the island. With little competition and no natural predators, certain species were able to thrive and adapt in their environment in unique ways. As the landscape and climate changed, plants and animals either evolved or became extinct. Let's talk more about New Zealand's endemic species. Endemic refers to a species that is native and restricted to a certain geographic region. This means that the species is found exclusively in that particular area and cannot be found anywhere else in the world. Endemic species are often very important to the ecosystems they belong to and are often a focus of conservation efforts. The kiwi bird is a prime example of this. It has adapted to a predator-free environment by becoming flightless and developing its beak that allows it to search insects on the forest floor. Before humans arrived, a quarter of New Zealand's land and freshwater birds were flightless. Due to the landscape of New Zealand changing over time, kiwi would get cut off from each other. Because they couldn't fly, they were kept isolated by mountains and glaciers, wide rivers, seas, and harsh environments. This led to there being 5 different species of kiwi, such as brown kiwi, great spotted kiwi, little spotted kiwi, raui, and tukaweka. Fun fact, tukaweka means weka with a walking stick. Kiwis have a unique ecological niche. Ecological niche refers to the role a particular species plays within its ecosystem, including its interactions with other species and its physical environment. Primarily nocturnal, and their diet consists of insects, worms, and some fruits. Kiwis are important seed dispensers as well, as they consume fruit and then deposit the seeds in their droppings. Kiwis also have a significant impact on soil health, since their constant digging for food aerates the soil and helps with the nutrient cycle. Due to their small size and burrowing behaviour, kiwis are not typically preyed upon by larger predators, making them an important part of the New Zealand ecosystem. When new species are introduced to an ecosystem, they may compete with native species for resources and alter the balance of the ecosystem, potentially leading to negative impacts on the environment and its inhabitants. Well, let's talk about the moa. Moa were a group of flightless birds native to New Zealand that went extinct around 500 years ago. They were able to adapt to their environment by growing to enormous sizes, some species standing up to 3.6 meters tall. This adaptation allowed them to graze on the high foliage of trees, which other herbivores could not reach. Moa also had no need for wings, as they had no natural predators in New Zealand, so they became flightless over time. Their unique adaptations made them a vital part of New Zealand's ecosystem, and their extinction has had a significant impact on the country's biodiversity. However, when humans arrived on the island, they hunted moa to extinction. The lack of exposure to predators also meant that moa were not equipped to defend themselves against humans and were easy targets. The isolation of New Zealand ultimately played a significant role in the extinction of moa. Another distinctive species found only in New Zealand is the giant weta, which can weigh up to 70 grams and has a unique appearance. Fun fact! Female wetas will generally produce between 100 to 300 cigar-shaped eggs in their adult life. Right, that's enough about New Zealand fauna. Let's move on to flora. New Zealand has a unique flora that evolved in isolation for millions of years. The plant radiations in New Zealand have been shaped by factors such as the cooling climate, the mountainous landscapes, and New Zealand's fragmentation into islands. Radiation is where one species rapidly evolves into many species that live in many different environments. Some notable plant groups that have diversified in New Zealand include the iconic tree fern, the diverse and endemic Hebe genus, and the Southern Hemisphere genus Nothophagus, also known as southern beech. The radiations of these plant groups have contributed to the unique biodiversity of New Zealand. The introduction of new species to New Zealand has negative impacts on the local ecosystem, including the procreation of pests that threaten the survival of native flora and fauna. These pests, such as rats, possums, and stoats, preyed on native bird species and their eggs, leading to population declines and even extinction in some cases. Additionally, invasive plant species choked out native vegetation, altering the landscape and making it difficult for native species to survive. Overall, the introduction of pests had a significant and detrimental impact on the delicate balance of New Zealand ecosystems. Conservation efforts in New Zealand are particularly critical due to the high level of endemism. Many species live only in specific regions, and the loss of their habitat or the introduction of non-native species can have disastrous consequences for the ecosystem. It is crucial to take steps to preserve these unique treasures for future generations to appreciate. In conclusion, New Zealand's isolation has resulted in the evolution of a diverse and distinct ecosystem, demonstrating the power of geographic isolation. It emphasizes the importance of safeguarding these valuable natural resources. Hope you guys learned something today. Thanks for watching.